I'm hot, man. Girl, you better. Peace. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Amon. Black C's over here. Black Corey. Yo. Hyundai. Universal Brothers in the house. This is the next edition of Let's Build. We got Jules over here. Whatever. He bought some GMO Popeyes that we just killed.
And some Snapple.
Snapple.
You gotta have that.
Gotta have that Snapple. So first and foremost, I'd like to say peace to everybody and welcome to the people that's going to show up later and everybody that tunes in and watches this later, whatever. And I think we will first and foremost start off with one of our epic tracks from, which album was it?
It's the Bird Game.
Yeah.
It has not been put out yet, so this is an exclusive per se. It'll come up on the upcoming album, Trap Heaven.
There we go. This is Bird Game from Trap Heaven.
Yeah. Architects of creation. We are sheep. Live what we made. Consciously. We are the dreams. Expressing ourselves holographically.
They are the architecture of creation that visualize within their souls. They carry on the veils of myths and doubt and pierce the walls of unborn time. They have fought for bigger things than lives. And higher seats than thrones. Your homes are set upon
What's up, Rock Center? Peace.
The picture of those walls are visions from a dreamer's soul.
How you doing,
They
Mel?
are the
Rock
choice
Center.
field, the blazers of the way. Walls crumble and empires fall. The tidal wave sweeps from the sea and tears a fortress from its rocks. The rotting nations drop off from time's bow, and only things the dreamers make live on.
Uh-oh. Ashtar coming in. Ashtar coming in the building. That's what you call divine masculine feminine energy.
So we do, y'all. Do it on the ground, but they do it on the ground, but they do it for the town. Yo. Me, I make cheese, shit, you hear everybody coming, yo, guys on the beat, yo, do it for the heart to show the mind what it be. Mind what it be when you ask for the queens and the king will set. Rats in the face and you blunt and blow. All I wanna do is sing something, so much boom, 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 cause it don't go, yeah. I keep on the angels all around me. And my crew and living for the moment. Super patient, super natural. Super love we have behind it. Working. Yo, swirling like my whole trap to the right. I'm so sorry with the waves in the street. With the tears like people in the park. Don't pass me the rock, big dog with the ball. Don't have a coin, young. Pour me some milk, swag from tilt. Ground on moves on air with the kids. People out of town for a bit, it's true. But I ain't even tripping. Now it's still a lame, ain't never got tripping. Don't become chopping in the air on the ball. Jumping no time with a hawk. Show where it's fall. Yeah, cause I said it, but it was a bust. 2 mil, 50 on the flash. Trap, easy, please show respect. I let it back, kiss you on the street, on the beat, on the fleet.
Nobody can stop us. Just stand by me. I get busy on this mic test. I get my business done quick. Clear comics and boom garments. Mr. Guns, blood cams on the third dance for sure. We gon' give you more premium for sure. European status, export, dopeness. Flower like a fortress. We ask for a song about love on my circumstance. Some people put it back till they die. Till then, I'ma live it up. Like surfing on these verses and we catapult. Higher than these monkeys who just trying to swing. Bye. but your source can destroy this. Fly, yeah.
Full credit, like the top of my leads. Grind crew, transport a room. I need some whippy beans. To the grave, my piece of meat. Super roll on the feet. For the direction of the feeling. So all the feeling. Understand the inner quest. Never chasing. Moving, now live. Now turning cats on the ride. Coming back. Y'all smart. Total code. We all dead.
People about my sense Roxanne, love your pants, boy.
Appreciate it. I guess that was like the cleaning part. Lift off, reality check.
Alright, we back. It was Bird Game. Universal Brothers is coming out on the Trap Heaven album probably next month-ish. Something like this.
Yeah, coming soon.
Coming soon. Alright, but today's topic is divine masculine and feminine energy. I know a lot of you guys kind of wonder what that role is, or if you actually have a role. I've been taught it in some classes a long time ago that there is no role besides what your parents or whatever the doctor gave you. It's a reason why girls supposedly like pink and boys supposedly like blue or whatever. But who's to say it's supposed to be like that? So I'm going to hand the floor over Mr. Yellow Robe himself, since he just stepped out the shower. He going to express it with that sprinkled water.
All right, so greetings, Divine. Once again, a great pleasure to connect with you all. Always is one family indeed. We, once again, I'd like to express that the purpose of our gathering here is, yo, it's bothering me. Can you slide this? There we go. Thank you. I'm talking to the side of the camera. So, the nature of our connection in this now moment is about spiritual communication in a social environment, as far as the nature of our presence here on earth and what it is that we are doing, in a sense of confidence and presence, which allows us to embrace the miracle that is now. So, with that being said, today we're going to speak about the divine masculine and divine feminine energy. And this subject, it tickles me to a certain extent, because within this environment that we live in, we deal with this a lot, as far as the nature of our presence and, of course, the games and mental tricks, or the mental games and tricks of division and separation, boggle the masses to a large extent amongst humanity, and is very helpful and grounding for us to gather a sense of clarity on the subject matter. So, with that being said, let's start from the root of what it is and the nature of our presence here on earth. Your spirit. Your spirit. The nature of your presence is invisible. And the latter of that is your God. And what's necessary to realize is that as God, you have no gender. Yes, within the physical illusion and on a particular level, on a superficial level, on this plane of existence, the physical plane of existence, yes, you do don and operate within a physical vessel, in a physical vehicle. However, it would be childish to assume that that is the depth of your being. It's not. In actuality, as a soul, as all souls do, when incarnating on the physical plane, the nature of the reincarnation cycles within the laws of physical existence, within the realms of time and space, it is in divine order that a soul here on earth incarnates in a male vehicle and a female vehicle. The order of incarnation is when a soul incarnates within a male vehicle for one lifetime. They experiences dealing with the masculine energy and the structures or constructs and how one operates within their environment that have to do with the male vehicle. And when that soul contract is completed, the soul then designs another path. However, that path is beyond alteration, is going to be a female physical vehicle in order to experience the constructs and constraints and how a soul operates within that physical vehicle. Because at the end of the day, the purpose of physical incarnation in general is ascension, evolution, experience. Yes, you came to experience your love. However, the purpose, the focus, or the aligned purpose and focus of incarnating within a physical vehicle is about evolution. And to evolve energetically, it's necessary to balance both energies where you come to a complete realization of who you are as God, spirit, beyond the physical male body or the female body, and dealing with both energies. Now, being that this is the last incarnation here on planet Earth, let me repeat that. This is the last physical incarnation on planet Earth for all souls here. And when I say that, I don't mean it's the end. I'm not saying this is the end of life on Earth. However, the Earth has reached a transitional point where it's evolving. With that evolution, there's a frequency range that the planet is dawning, and those ascending are dawning this frequency range with the planet. And that is where those of you here and focused and working on the ascension path are shifting with the planet. Those, on the other hand, that are not necessarily interested and still have a lot to realize with unfold, are going to leave here through the physical death process, where they will be moving to other planets in another physical form to experience more realms of separation, and all souls being eternal. However, those of you here on the ascension path are coming to an awareness within your expansion that you are working with both masculine and feminine energies within yourself, where you're balancing yourself as a spirit, as soul, as God, and basically realizing the nature of it being a necessity to work with both, versus the limitations of social constructs, constraints, or expectations of what a male is supposed to do and supposed to be, or a female is supposed to do and what's supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, this is the programming of the hell planes. This is where one is locked into bondage and enslavement. When a soul isn't in touch with their feelings or honest with themselves because of social expectations and judgments and the pressure of the outside world, they're dealing with energetic blockages. Their chakras are closed because they haven't accepted aspects of themselves, things that are taking place within themselves that they aren't necessarily strong enough as of yet to realize and accept and embrace from a place of spiritual maturity. So, now that we're here, let's embrace it. Masculinity. There's a large stint or sense of conventionality in the masculine energy. We're dealing with angles, directions, plans, the brain, focus, energy, action. The feminine energy, you're dealing with similar, however, from a place of creativity, movement, curves, swirls, color, sound, feelings, intuition, grace, gentleness, birth, the creation of life. Of course, we all have these energies. We all embrace these attributes. However, amongst humanity, we deal with a lot of blockages because of what's being projected to us and presented to us as supposed examples of what a real man is or what a real woman is. These are all judgments and expectations based on the social constraints of what we're dealing with here in the hell planes. These have been designed to force us to be a particular way, to allow these energies and these expectations and presentations to control who we are, how we express ourselves, the things that we do, is to remain in bondage. It's not helpful at all. So being present, being open, and being honest with yourself, being creative, being expressive, basically having an open, energetic sense of being throughout your energy centers takes courage, and a lot of it. A lot of it. Why? Because the society here has been programmed to keep others in line through judgments, through ridicule, through criticism, through jokes and things of this nature. Sometimes even, some of the most heinous and disrespectful things a person can say to another. Discrimination, these lower frequencies and fear. These are in place to attempt to control who you are as a soul, who you are as God. You're perfect, and it's necessary for you to embrace how you feel deep down within your being, like all the way, without apology. This takes work, a lot of it. Because at the end of the day, some of us have accepted this on such a deep level that it's a programming that's been embraced for many generations, many generations. Oh yeah, nice.
Wow.
So,
should I get you some?
Yeah, great one. Great one. So, no, we're gonna stay focused because we're dealing with a broad audience and everybody want to chit chat. We can have a conversation afterwards. So, let's talk about masculinity for a minute. Let's talk about a bunch of different things. If anything, let's start with courage. Because at the end of the day, it takes a lot of courage and personal integrity and strength to accept who you are, and how you feel. Courage is not aggressive. Courage is not loud. It's not disrespectful. It's gentle. It's loving. It's open. Service, giving, integral with one's emotions, embracing how you feel inside. You can see when it comes to masculinity, most quote unquote men express an extreme level of distortion when it comes to the nature of courage, when it comes to the nature of masculinity, when it comes to being strong and honest and integral. There is no courage in ignoring my feelings. There is no courage in being concerned with what another person thinks about me. Your own sense of personal integrity and focus and the nature of your being, embracing who you are. This takes courage. This is masculine. The wisdom and strength that it takes to smile. It's very easy to frown. It's very easy to allow the distortions and aggression and disrespect and pain of others to stop you from smiling and being in joy, being thankful, being happy that you're alive. This is not strength to allow yourself to be dimmed or pushed in a corner, or to attempt to ignore life or ignore the people around you. You're dealing with reflections of self. You created a beautiful experience for yourself, a miracle, in fact. And to act as if it's not there because you don't want to be bothered, or you're in pain, or you feel that it's not tough to feel a particular way. You don't want a person to see you cry. This is weakness, because we all experience these energies, and it takes a lot of strength to embrace them and accept them and be open to them from a sense of grace and courage and honor of self-respect. When it comes to a feminine energy, there's always room to love. There's always room to love more. There is no courage in being scared of being hurt. Within those constraints, you're basically preparing yourself to be hurt, as if this is not a love story, as if this is a horror movie. It's not. You're here to experience your glory. You're here to experience the beauty of who you are, being able to express yourself, embracing your physical body, being intimate with yourself without guilt or shame, embracing your sexiness. Like, these things are natural and gifts within the human experience. This is a part of what we're here to do. Why wouldn't you honor yourself? Yes, of course you're strong, but at the same time, strength is not in being arrogant, defensive, bitter, based off past experiences or connections. It's not attractive to be in need or want, or to be looking for love as if this is not the essence of who you are. There's a broad spectrum of balancing that's necessary as you heal, of course. But once again, the deepest sense of wisdom is in acceptance and being open and being honest with yourself and opening your heart and doing your thing. You're here to live. You're here to laugh as well as cry, experience feelings. You're God. And all of it's yours. It's all yours. Let's move away from attempting to identify the divine as a goddess or a god as if God means man. This is a programming amongst the patriarchal system that we've basically been in for the last 13,000. God is beyond gender, spirit, presence, unconditional love, vibrating at the frequency of peace for the eternity that is this now moment, an invisible essence. This is who you are. It's about embracing this and accepting this in its entirety. It's an embodiment. However, beyond the social constraints and things that attempt to limit who you are as God in purity, here to experience your joy, is the truth of a silence and of presence. So, this is a broad subject matter, a very, very broad subject matter, but me and C sat and talked and felt that these things were necessary to communicate about, because the foundation of your ascension and expansion as far as the nature of this magical experience that we're going through is in your grounding. It's necessary for you to let all the programming go to be here and allow the downloads to be processed, to allow life in, to allow more of your love in. And it's only possible to allow more of your love in through getting or dissolving the filters that block your love from coming in. And when it comes to service and gratitude and the nature of your presence, forgiveness, compassion, these are the things that block or filter this essence from coming in. So this is why these are the first subjects that we address. Yes, we can talk about other things, but once again, this is the nature of grounding and being a very integrated aspect of our presence here on earth. So I'll open the floor up, and now we can have a discussion. If you have any questions or inquiries about the nature of what we're talking about, which is divine masculine and feminine energy, let's talk.
You want to go to the break first? Hey, team.
Yeah.
Play Bell Pure or Kimberly Trucks?
All right. We're going to take a quick break. Well, it's actually not a break. It's just a little pause gathering where you guys get your questions up. And Romero said, did Commander answer?
Answer.
You about to take it off his robe or something? I don't know if he's going to answer that.
I got on some shorts.
I'm going to put on some music and see what he do.
Man. Man.
Wow.
Wow.
Pause automatic.
Either or, yo. Bell Pure or Kimberly Trucks. Play the other one later.
We're going to play one more insert from Which album is this?
This is just,
It's done that? No?
yeah, just.
It's not from no album. Just enjoy, or you guys formulate your questions or whatever. We will still be here.
There is a video for this, however.
Oh yeah, you gotta check out the video too.
Yeah.
But I'll post a link for every song that we play so you guys can check it out or download it or do whatever you feel like with it.
Marie, yeah, we can have
We gon' take our time this time. Melancholy nights, thinking about my life, the wrongs that felt so bright. Take my time and break it down into a sight that I see amongst the light that's bright. Not on analysis, man, I sense a paralysis that still feels also fabulous. The depths of a populace, where the roof is too marked, and I reflect on my consciousness, cultivating my purpose. Fear. How would you feel over scared to show my heart? It's emotions this hard to heal. If I punch you with your mouth, then later on we can get a beer. It's funny how our taste keeps touching sheer.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Yes, so.
Right for me, too.
Sometimes you just gotta let go. Unplug the pedals overflows to the core. She won't love me like before. I tell you that I'm about myself so you connect, our love is gonna soar. Evils of some good people, you're looking from the surface. Sometimes it is not for you research. Some people will just walk a little bit. We make fun connections. Peace and blessings. So you're in a reflecting for our own restless.
Yeah, just want to last thing. I got it.
Yeah. We'll do 2 million,
Just making some alterations real quick.
Those open nights, when the bottles made me feel the other way. We have nothing this round, this is true. Thinking about the days when the playoffs happen, with the fire, pulling out the rock and have a conversation with Mirage. Creeping on the come wanna watch some donuts, still need weather, nursery clean cover, sauce and representatives, mama was a better. You remember maybe in the crib, like some great blood, baby, so some still now it makes noise, no learn from the pain on the low, experience because of this, I'm real, baby girl, in the pen, now I'm real, getting with it, or slipping on film, yeah, watch up on the roses.
I would turn the phone up like upside down and shit, like, yo.
You'll kick the groove for a little bit. It's for the rollers. With the things they trying to turn this thing on me.
That was Air Pure, Universal Brothers, #, Command, Guided Outman. Okay, we got one comment question from Valendra. Oh my gosh. Geoffrey? Where you from, Valendra? If you don't mind, telling us where you from in the universe. But she is saying, I have been reflecting on the prospective biological masculine and feminine body on a reproductive level, for example. Wondering if there is a correlation in the way each energy perceives love and partnership.
So if I understand your inquiry correctly, you're talking about your man. I actually had this conversation last night, interestingly enough. We're all dealing with certain filters here. And all the filters come from the head, of course. This is all mental stuff, and I'm not gonna say that. There's also an energetic preference within the vehicle, on a soul level, energetic preference in the way we express our love, and oftentimes the way the methodology in which we choose to express our love is often the preferred method in which we intend to receive love back. So in a nutshell, yeah, we all love differently. However, here's where you realize that, and this is common knowledge amongst the social environment. The foundation of any relationship is communication. You prefer to be loved in a particular way, and so does your partner. However, these aren't necessarily fully embraced, or these are fully embraced through practice and communication as you move through life, as you move through situations, as you continue forth. You basically start to understand how to love each other, because it's your preferences, and through the experiences, you know the preferences of another person. Based on your experience together and your will and intent to coexist. This is a practice. So, once again, yes, there are energetic preferences. Within the individual, you have a particular way that you love and want to be loved, and when it comes to romantic relationships or intimate connection, and there's vice versa, another person who desires the same from their perspective, based on their harmonic energetic frequency. However, once again, it's just necessary to communicate with each other and talk about it. I know some people fall back and they find it disenchanting to do so because they want a person to do it automatically or naturally or just know. However, some people aren't as sensitive as you are. We're all evolving at our own level. And yes, the ideal situation would be connecting with an individual that's sensitive enough to sense how we want to be loved and the connection that we share and so on and so forth. But that's not the case all the time. However, the perfection of the now moment is perfect. And it's necessary to be fair in your communications and your connections with others to embrace the harmony, compassion, and empathy necessary. And what you would actually desire. You would want somebody to be gentle with you. You would want somebody to be understanding and not watch you walk off an emotional cliff, if you will. You would want them to be honest with you and say, hey, I really would have liked, or I really like when you do this or do that, or I prefer this, versus allowing them to do something that you know you don't necessarily prefer and then attempt to hold a sense of guilt and resentment towards the person. This is not helpful at all. And sometimes people enjoy that pain, but why continue the suffering versus just communicating? So hopefully I answered your inquiry accurately, but this is the nature of experience.
All right. What's up, Carrie? Carrie is like, can you tell us your perspective on the heroes gamers? You get the time.
What?
Heroes gamers? I'm assuming you know something about that?
Heroes Gamos? No, I don't know anything about the Heroes Gamos right now. You have to give me that in layman's terms, Carrie.
Pam, what's up, Pam? What's up, y'all time? Is this the energy life force? Is this the energy life force? Basically,
What is this?
I'm going to assume the feminine masculine. I guess she's trying to compare the
So, I mean, y'all not missing no questions. That's a lot of
No, there's
traffic.
no, we're not missing. He's going
Okay.
going down step.
There's no questions.
We back. So yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, man.
So, when you say life force, you're talking about the force. The force is. The force is everything. Now, when you talk about the potency of life force when it comes to connecting with another soul, once again, this is within you, and it's a balance of both masculine and feminine energy. This is where this is what balance is. You are the force. However, that comes in with when you balance yourself out and you basically experience the embrace of both energies within yourself.
What's up, Catherine? Jen? Jessica? Are you eating while you watching this? Always got some good food.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she said, Morgan is saying that Hermos Gamos is the soul merging between the masculine. I guess I should forgot to put feminine in as well.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about androgyny. It's the nature of who we are as divine light beings. It's a cute name. But you're basically talking about the balance of the masculine and feminine energy, and yes, that balance is the force. That balance is connecting with who you are as God and being balanced. The embrace of who you are as a divine light being, as spirit. It's an embodiment, a continuous embodiment. I didn't speak on the divine masculine and feminine in action. This is your ability to move within this holographic reality, right? And know when to fall back and accept what's taking place and go with the flow, and when it's time to communicate and make decisions. It's both. Most souls, from a sense of imbalance, or just for instance, an imbalanced feminine energy will basically just accept everything and have no say so or anything, and just basically attempt to be submissive. There's nothing wrong with submission. However, once again, you're experiencing your design. It's an interactive and proactive experience. An imbalanced masculine expression would attempt to control everything. He feels that he knows everything and is attempting to tell everybody what to do, and he knows the right way, wrong way, or what's wrong and right. And once again, these are distortions. Wrong and right are judgments placed upon action. What's good and bad, right and wrong, fair and unfair, positive, negative. This is extremely male energy. Unconditional love is balanced beyond these judgments. There's a sense of acceptance. However, once again, a divine masculine knows when to express and make decisions. If a path is presented and it's necessary to make decisions, then there's no time, there's no lack or stagnation in the ability to make those decisions or communicate. Because once again, as a creator, you know who you are, you know what's aligned, and through your own free will, you have the ability to choose. It is a movie, however, once again, you're in it. It is a dream, but at the same time, you're in it. You're experiencing it. It's yours. And there's opportunities and things that it's necessary for you to step up and basically take advantage of, but at the same time have the ability to allow them to come gracefully beyond a distortion of, oh, I got to get up and go get it. I got to hustle. I got to do this. And you're attempting to chase dreams. You're trying to force life as if life is not already beautiful and precious and a miracle in itself, as if it's not already your design. This is fear. You're here experiencing your design, and your design is already perfect beyond the mind's blockages and assumptions of what's necessary. You got any more questions?
It was, where did it go? Julie, what's up, Julie? Yeah, long time no see, kinda.
Yeah, Julie, what's going on? I ain't that quiet back here.
And yeah, I did get a little tan, but it's the light. I surf a lot. That's why, man. That's why I miss dark. I surf a lot.
Ooh, you go surfing?
Online? I surf.
Surf.
She was asking, is there any relation to the left and right side of the brain on how does this energies affect the Kundalini rising?
So, put it this way. Let that go. Why? Because that's analysis. Now you're attempting to grasp the interactions of the energetics taking place within yourself as if you have governance over the functions of what's taking place in the mind. Once again, you're not the mind, you're the heart. It's about being present and being here and doing what you feel is necessary in the now moment. The Kundalini and all of the beautiful languages and awakening awarenesses that we're starting to realize, once again, they are divine and beyond logical comprehension or analysis. Gotta be here. Allow your Kundalini to work. Yes, there is a left and right brain. You work with them. as we heal. But once again, the purpose of healing is getting away from here and going back into here and being in a moment. You know what's necessary for you to operate from an aligned space of being in this now moment, and that's all that's necessary to know.
Word. Peace, Doreen. What, Doreen? I'll be jacking names up. My bad. She wants to know. Well, she's stating we need to find balance in both energies. But the act that I'm wanting, is it because it's back? Oh shit. Sorry. But the fact that I'm wondering, is it because I want to express myself mostly as feminine, although I feel the masculine as well?
So I'm going to address a couple things here. Need is essential. Need expresses the frequency of lack and urgency. This is fear. We need to balance ourselves. We need to do. We want to get away from that. I'm not attempting to, judge your inquiry. I understand where you're coming from. However, it's necessary first to fall back and know that you are where you are right now because you designed it to be that way. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, and there is no need. You're perfect. You about to go back to the question? I want to see it again. So, you know what? A lot of times, and I'll say this, a lot of times the answer is in the question. Like when you ask the question, you naturally feel the case and what's actually going on, but you're looking for validation and outside confirmation. This is what grounding is for. Grounding is for you building the confidence to trust yourself and know that you know what you know and act as if you know that you know. This is the last incarnation that we've all chose to experience here on planet Earth. And yes, there is a divine nature and purpose, extremely divine nature and purpose in the mathematical equation that allowed us to all be in male and female gender or form at this time. Yes, there's a divine purpose in you being a woman in this now moment, but at the same time, once again, on another level, you have your past lives as a male. You have these energies within you. You can't ignore them. They're there. It's a natural aspect of your being. Once again, you're not the body. Your spirit, invisible. It's not like Ghost with Patrick Swayze when people see when you die, I get up and I'm wearing a hat and robe like it's a transparent version of who I am in my body. Once again, you're light. There is no form and who you are. However, once again, there is a purpose of in the female body at this time and the energies that you're working with based on the construct of how your environment works with you and how your environment sees you. This is the same goes for the ethnic body that we've chosen in this lifetime, not necessarily just gender, but the ethnicity that we manifested ourselves in. These are filters and constructs or factors that play into how we balance our energy during this lifetime. That goes for everybody. Because once again, you've incarnated in every ethnicity and subculture on this planet. It's just at this lifetime, you've chosen this one to experience a certain energy and how the hologram works with you. Basically, the form or gender that you're working with and the ethnicity that you're in and working with at the moment, as well as the cultural, ethnic surroundings and environment you're in, is specifically designed for you because this is the construct that's going to help you align and move back into the heavenly realms. This is the form. This is the character that you've chosen would be the most beneficial for you to align yourself and experience this miracle of moving into the heavenly realms in the physical via this form, this formation. So yes, embrace it.
So Todd is asking basically what happens after you balance both internally.
There's full consciousness. There's a plethora of other experiences. But once again, evolution is an eternal process. Self-realization is an eternal process. The multi-dimensional nature of a fully conscious being involves actually existing multi-dimensional in more than one form, experiencing and having the ability to experience more than one lifetime at one time. There's a level of balancing that takes place there as well. So when we're looking for a logical benchmark or finish line to what's taking place, once again, we won't find it because this is what the mind is looking for based off of the linear experience. This is the limitation of the mind in its attempts to realize the nature of the divine.
And Renaud is asking, what happens after we discover what we truly are? And he's saying a lot of...
Yeah, well, check it.
A lot of answers in these questions.
Yeah, well, the thing is it's not about what happens after. It's about what's happening. Because at the end of the day, it's not necessarily the destination. We're looking to, the ego mind is goal oriented. It's looking for these benchmarks and linear cross lines and levels to reach as if there's a trajectory or realizing or attempting to realize that which is beyond the logical mind's comprehension in the future or somewhere down the line that is going to help us be more present, and it doesn't cater to actually being here. Once again, the enjoyment, the miracle, the blessings are within the experience. It's being here now that is the most glorious, and there's so much still to realize about right now. There's a plethora of things that are taking place right now, blessings and miracles that are unfolding before us and around us right now that we are not aware of. So in an attempt to realize what's going to take place down the line as we evolve is counterproductive to experiencing the blessing of now and being here. Well, no, I don't have a answer for that because there is no answer to that. It's more about presence. It's about presence and being here and embracing the miracle of this now moment. Once again, these connections, we answer questions and inquiries to basically serve as a springboard of conversation and awareness. However, there are no answers here. It's here. You can, there's things that you can feel. It's just, once again, the confidence to accept how you feel and embrace how you feel as the truth. And allowing it. Allowing the story to take place. If you knew what was going to happen at the end, the story would be boring. It wouldn't be a surprise. There would be no bliss in that. So it's about embracing the story and allowing the journey to unfold. I'm not being by the way, I'm not being clever or attempting to be evasive to the nature of your inquiries. However, just with anything that's magical, the mind is going to attempt to ruin the surprise by jumping ahead with expressions of analysis and trying to figure out, well, what's going to happen after this and how is it? It's like, enjoy the journey. Like you're on the ride. This is like getting on a roller coaster and attempting to jump to the end. Like you might as well get in the seat and get out. There is no experience. There is no joy in that.
Pam, to answer your question, yes and no. You are born with the energies. You don't lose them.
What was the question?
Are you born with these energies and can you lose them?
No, there is no separation. There is no separation. There is no loss. Never. It's the essence of life itself. It doesn't go anywhere. It's who you are, and it's eternal, infinite. There is no loss. It doesn't go anywhere. It's about being here and accepting the fact that they're there. And via your own awareness and self-cultivation, you become more and more aware of them because they're extremely vast and beyond the mind's comprehension and even compute the nature of this force and energy. But as you allow and step back and release the mind, you can sense and feel intuitively the nature of the grand, paramount design and beauty of the infinite, or eternity, if you will.
I like your comment, Jessica. She stated you can confidential. I cannot see this far today. Confidently state your intent, though, to the universe, and wait patiently for manifestation. Just believing in self is half the battle, but we do seek our own energies in others. Good statement. Good statement. Namaste, Melanie. I guess we're going to take another little quick intermission while some more questions or statements come up. Like, we're not here for questions, but this is basically getting you to answer your own questions, basically.
What's up, Mary?
We're just filling in the blanks. Is what I like to say, basically. That's all we're doing. We're just filling the blanks. Peace, Mary, Sunshine, Carrie, Roxana, Todd, Romero, Linda, me. Yeah, like I said, we're going to take another quick music intermission, and we will be back with, like I said, more statements. What should we head on with?
King Daddy Part 2, baby.
Aye.
Now this one right here, the second portion of the track will be on Trap Heaven, coming soon.
This is a trap joint right here.
But the whole thing is not trap, the second part is. However, the whole track in itself is the beauty of masculine and feminine energy. King Daddy Part 2.
When she finished, she just start over again. Working first, then when she finished it out. When she finished this thing, they call it yeah, I'll be tossed back. I'm the boy painted the clouds. All these happy accidents, astonishing crowd. Wow. Stop, what's in the mouth? Jumped in the store for some room. What is it called? Whole fights, night fights. We're this year. When we get on outside there, hustling again, we're up. The drama will be the top 4. Daddy, Part 2, Daddy, 2, Yeah. King Daddy Part 2. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Let it go around a little bit. We doing it. Let's start, baby. Oh, all the these projections from the future, so we know what it is already. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Yo. Always in the world.
You ever find shit?
Huh?
You ever find shit?
Yeah, right. I see him.
Take a little small sauce break.
Say, boy.
Yeah. 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 Come on. Come on. Three. Come on. Love, strong. Yeah.
That was King Daddy Part 2. If you just now tuning in, what's up, Tay Boy? What's up? Who else did we get? Mary Sunshine, Peace and Love Lady. Anybody else new that came in? You see anybody deceased?
Nah, everybody just vibing, jamming out.
Everybody vibing? Y'all cool,
Yeah.
man?
Everybody vibing.
What you eating, Jessica? I know you eating something, man.
She said she
You
was
and
eating
Donovan. I
something.
know y'all eating something somewhere. Where y'all at, man?
Uh-huh. Yo, Tay, come and give me that mold, G. I need to get one down here, baby. I'm waiting on you.
Hey, you know about my tooth? Spoke about that level up. The one tooth.
Get my vampire joints.
2 up, 2 down. What it do?
Roxanne said, go, Corey. Yeah.
Yeah. That ain't nothing.
Wait
Y'all
till
still got seasoned.
wait till you turn it to black cord.
Yeah,
That's
black
a whole
cord.
different story.
Oh,
All right. Melody. What's your thoughts on twin flames? Are they simply soulmates, like friend, soul, fam, or is there a deeper connection?
all right. No, there is the experience or the connection that is the twin flame. Put it this way. It's a deeper connection, much deeper than a soulmate. However, with that being said, and that's an excellent question based on the nature of our conversation today, the realization of the balance of the divine masculine and divine feminine energy within all incarnates, right? This is based on self-love, an unconditional level of this supreme self-love. This is the path. And it's not about getting a new girlfriend or you got a new boyfriend, y'all extremely in love, and oh, that's my twin flame, that's my twin flame. Like, I mean, once again, these are cute terms of a divine nature, but once again, they run extremely deep within the integrated nature of your experience. However, the realization of such a connection is realized through an undisputed level of complete unconditional self-love. Self-love. Because at the end of the day, the manifestation of a twin flame connection is basically the physical manifestation of the self-love you've realized within yourself, in another, and realizing your own essence in another reflection. It's there for some. I'm not going to name or give any numbers or try to express traits and how do you know and all of these things. This is all dealing with analysis, fear, blockages, energy blockages. This is not self-loving. It's counterproductive to the actual experience. Yes, it's there. However, this is an internal process, beyond analysis, beyond labels, beyond attempting to force or find or look for or believe they out there and all this other kind of stuff. No, it's about you looking in the mirror and loving more and more and more every moment. This is where this is realized. And it's about the internal focus. So yes, that experience does exist. Yes, it's deeper than the soulmate experience. However, it's not realized through external analysis and looking outside of oneself for that particular connection. It's in here. It's there, but it's in here. And then maintaining your sense of focus here is where that experience is realized.
Hi, Romero. Hey, Commander, I lost my ship. Can't remember where I parked it. Can you help me? I found your ship, yo. The USS SWAT team. We're gonna set this right here. This is your ship, Romero. Don't lose that shit again.
That's a tugboat. This should be sorry, man.
You got space for crabs in the back, all that good stuff, man. Hey, on a tugboat. All right, Catherine. What's up, Catherine? I have faith in the universe. It's within me, and let the energies work through me to unify the masculine and the feminine naturally. Is it right? Once again, you're answering your own question.
There's no right or wrong, Catherine. You got this. Let it go. You're good. Trust. Grounding. You're perfect. It's there. Let's go with the flow.
What's up, Mel? It would be good to have some less bill with some of the Mel's lumpias over here.
Yeah,
Or better yet, some cinnamon rolls.
Yeah,
Hit, Mama T.
Mama
big,
T.
Big time in these bars. Come on, man, bring some cinnamon rolls and some lumpias over here, man.
Bring some lumpy cinnamon rolls over here, girl. Your man was over here like 3 hours the other night. Pause.
Brought plate with him.
Tell me about this money y'all getting.
Oh man, brothers is hungry. Man, the fifth floor. Let's see where we at. All these hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any more questions, statements, basically? You got anything on my CNCs on the tablet?
Check that now.
Let me talk about the guys for a minute. Pause. But still, and I've expressed this before, because there's a distorted sense of courage and manliness that radiates amongst humanity, and yeah, we need to understand this, or not even need. It's helpful to recognize the nature of true masculinity. A loving and gentle nature. It's not about fear. It's not about aggression. You know, aggression. You know what aggression is, and fear is, like talking loud and yelling and sticking your chest out, dogs and chains and wearing black and all this, you know, muscles and tattoos and this. Like, at the end of the day, this is a scared soul telling the world, don't mess with me, don't bother me, I'm hurt, I'm scared, I don't want to be messed with, please don't do nothing to me. A frowny face, looking crazy, talking about who you beat up and who you killed. This is a scared soul telling the world, please, I'm scared, don't hurt my feelings. Don't hurt my feelings. The ones that act like they don't have feelings are experiencing the weakest expressions of spiritual maturity there is. You got feelings, brother. You feel. You're alive. It's life. Attempting to suppress how you feel, or a superficial attempt to act like you're not hurt, or a fake smile and try to suppress pain. This is ignorance and fear and immaturity. It's necessary to embrace how you feel and be honest with yourself. It takes strength to be honest with yourself. You're alive. You're here to experience feelings. This is the fruits of life. Joy and happiness and sadness. Sometimes you experience jealousy, vulnerability. This is what allows you to love more. Opening your heart up, being able to communicate and say how you feel, not operating from a calculated sense of stagnation as if you're attempting to dodge life. You're attempting to avoid or filter out the things that you feel or the mind feels doesn't belong. This is not helpful. This is not strength. There is no intelligence in that. Once again, the more loving, the more intelligent. The more fearful, the more ignorant. The more fearful, the more ignorant. Love is intelligent. Fear is ignorance. You fear because you don't know what's taking place. You don't know. You're intelligent when you do know. Love knows. Fear doesn't. So once again, I'm talking to the males that attempt to suppress how they feel, to ignore their feelings. The ones that, and for the most part, these are the ones that are they break down the worst. They break down the hardest. Why? Because they've neglected their feelings the entire time. And when something really hurts, like your mother died, or your kids die, or something, you break up with something, they fall the hardest, and it hurts. Why? Because you've been living a lie and pretending to be strong, when in actuality there's kinks and weaknesses all in your armor. Be here, be open, be loving, be present. Relax, accept how you feel, be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness, compassion. That was ruthlessness and distortions and expressions of hatred and anger. Like this, these are the first signs of fear. Extremely potent. And the reason I express this is because I'm from from an urban environment, and I have empathy for those that I grew up with that feel that this is a legitimate way of being or a helpful way of being. I gotta be the man. I gotta this. I don't supposed to cry. I don't this. You got your lip poked out. You tough enough, and this. Look here. And it's the same person that used to cry when he boo-boo and wee-wee on himself and his mama had to clean him. And you sit here trying to act as if you are beyond pain. You are beyond feelings. And it's extremely transparent. You want to man up? Embrace how you feel. Relax. Let go. Be honest with yourself. This is the hardest work in the world. Being honest with yourself and looking yourself in the face and being truthful with how you feel. Beyond focusing on what people will think about you. Why do you care? Does it hurt that bad if a person feels a particular way about you that you have to expend your entire life attempting to ignore yourself and how you feel, neglect your own feelings because what another person will feel about you or how they would respond to how you act? I mean, come on. At the end of the day, that is enslavement. You're allowing another person to control how you feel, to control what you choose to do. That's slavery. That's slavery. Be here. Once again, growing up is about freedom and having the guts to be yourself all the way, beyond apology. Not halfway, all the way. And if you want to know what a real man or a real woman is, or God, it's that. And nothing else. Pure love.
What's up, Sean? Immaculate in the house. Minds. So basically, everybody in Beachbody trying to be gangsters. Stop trying to be gangsters.
Yeah, Mass, what's good? What up, Rich?
Which up in there?
Yeah.
Pain is not real. Peace is real. Pain is temporary. Emotions are temporary. When they're temporary, they're not real. They're facades. Yeah, you feel it, but once again, the truth is eternal. That's real.
Only up to a nice 40, average 38, 40 guests or whatever. Like I say, peace everybody.
Welcome
From Universal
everybody.
Brothers. This is once again Let's Build, reporting live from the Ra, Wiesbaden, Germany. The topic was and still is divine masculine and feminine energy. If you have any questions or topics or comments or anything that you would like to speak about, the floor is yours. Once again, we're not here to answer questions. We're just filling in the blanks to the answers that you already have, that you just don't really trust in yourself right now. You might do, but we're just putting in little small bits and pieces, like the seasoning salt, basically.
How do you put that salt?
How you put that salt?
Yeah, I mean. So we're gonna take a little short break.
One more intermission. I got something coming up for you though. C's Groove.
Oh,
Oh,
I heard that in a minute.
this is a bucket hat banger. Bucket hat banger right here. Here you go. Every song that we play, every track that we play, I also post a link that you guys can go and listen to the song, download it, share it, however you like. It's free of charge. We don't charge anything for any work that we do. Yeah, it's just that simple. Even time and energy. We put in that work, that service. That's all it's about. C's Groove.
There are questions coming in. Questions coming in.
Yeah.
Back to the show toes, high tops, buffet seasons, running the block, going through the maze to get a piece of cheese. Please, I ain't with all that political coming back philosophy. I graduated from a new earth school, no cash room, started art and relax. Provided by Professor Anna Dr. Manhattan, so could never divide the world up like a fraction. Indeed. About the brothers, about the sisters, about the children. It's all love. About the brothers, about the sisters, about the children. Love, essence of your life over the heart. My starseed spark, I send it close to my prime. Traffic kills road to find. Like a hot neck turning with time. I'm doing just fine. Only going where they're afraid to. Fears a byproduct. Don't let it change you. Change your angle. Dig through. Deep truth. Grassroots. New birth. New BC. This how we do. About the brothers. About the sisters. About the children. It's all love.
On here, dog.
Oh, like this.
You looking all over. You want to come over here? You want to stand?
Yeah, man.
Chef, That was C Frequencies, groove.
Well, I'm a phone something. Y'all might get
Attack.
Out of time.
One time.
We're back at it once again. I guess for the last however many minutes that we're going on. There's no certain time that we do this. We just kind of like flow with you guys and enjoy the moment. So Julie Rogers, what's up, Julie? What does the divine masculine and feminine across the world look
You know,
like?
Richie, you hate me now.
Are we balancing?
Who's not checking that though?
What does it look like across the world?
Yeah.
Are we balancing? This is for you to know. At the end of the day, it's not necessarily a collective effort. There's a unified co-creation amongst the new earth. However, once again, ascension is a personal experience at its foundation. The balancing of the divine masculine and divine feminine is a process necessary to ascend into higher planes of existence, which takes place within you as an individual. So it's about you balancing. As you balance, the more the experience itself balances. So once again, this is about you.
Is that Rich hating over there? Who's we chatting? Don't you show up to the day you deserve with a jacket on?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Expose yourself. Courtney Jackson. What's up, Courtney? He's asking, what does it mean if I saw all of you in a different form in one of dreams visions?
We connected on different planes of existence, which happens quite often. Based on our connection and the things that are unfolding in this now moment. There's a recognition of the intimate level of unity that we share, especially during this transitional experience and the nature of our path together here on Earth. There's services that are taking place on different levels, and as Commander Ash taught, soul collectives, we share energies together and we share experiences together of co-creation. And this is on all levels. Once again, the work of ascension is taking place on all levels of existence, and also this work is done during your dream state within other planes of existence, of course, through other dimensional experiences, initiations, and things of this nature. It does take place, and we do connect on all levels. So once again, Courtney, it was a great pleasure to connect with you on that plane of existence indeed.
Peace, Deanne. I don't think you really need a confirmation. I think you had enough confirmations. Do you want to believe it or not? That's the only thing that matters. Because for me, when I'm vibing on the thing, the essence that we're talking about, there's 1,000 confirmations. It just depends on what you want to pay attention to, what you perceive as a confirmation. Anything can be a confirmation, from a person smiling to you, from your prayer words or whatever.
So understand that the healing process is about moving out of the head back into the heart, right? As you do that, dependency dissolves itself. The mind and its belief systems, worry, doubt, fear, ignorance, and uncertainty dissolves when you move back into the heart space. Because once again, the heart space always knows that it's never within the space of being dependent on confirmation and validation from anything outside of the self. It just knows. So yes, once again, I'm not ignoring the fact that we are within the linear illusion and we're experiencing the process of alignment and healing. However, at the same token, it's necessary to realize that the divine truth is that never are we subjected to dependency when it comes to our healing, when we're present, when we're completely present and beyond the mind's activities. So the more you heal, the more you elevate, the more you focus within, the less you become, or the less you are susceptible or dependent on confirmations, on validations on any level. And this includes belief systems. So embrace what is now. Allow yourself to heal continuously. Yes, we are answering questions, yeah? But at the same time, the answering of questions caters to a sense of dependency where the guidance that's being provided on a daily basis is assisting you in grounding. We do these talks for the purpose of communicating and assisting in more grounding. So we express the nature of what's taking place in alignment with the truth. And however, for the most part, what's being expressed is already known within the heart space, because we all share that one heart, which is infinite intelligence, which is God, which is who we are in truth. So let's continue to heal and know that never are we in truth within the nature of eternity in need of anything.
What's up, Derek? Derek in the house. Derek Keller.
Okay, yeah, word.
That's the thing's family for you.
Yeah, word. Peace, Uncle Stony. Love. I'm good. I checked myself out in the hospital. They didn't know what they was doing.
You came up in the house with a band on and everything. So, man, you tried to get me.
It's all good though. Still
What's up,
gotta
Jeff?
build up in that joint. Provide service, baby.
We did.
If they couldn't provide the service we was going to up in that hospital,
Yeah, heard. I passed out some CDs and everything.
all of that.
They find nurses.
Okay, we are at a good chill point or whatever.
Yeah, give me. Usually we run like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's how once we did in the hospital.
Yeah, I'm about to stop. We just go ride out, play some music. Feel free to comment. We'll talk back. We'll be here back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth.
So what's up? Going on another track?
Another track.
You did Night Fly last time.
Yeah,
bro.
you did. Yeah. Yeah, son, you trying to go back in. Yeah. You know what you need to play though, for real? Go all the way to the top real quick. Go ahead, I got you. You get the next one. I got you. I'm going androgynous style, dog. Hold up. It should be up there. Go down. Just ring on every finger on this one.
Yeah, that's the joint right there.
Right there, ring on every finger. Play that. Ladies and gentlemen, now this is the epitome, the epitome of divine masculine and feminine energy. Where your rings at,
On
though?
earth finger.
On earth.
It's equally
333.
Hey, y'all know. What do they just stress though?
Southside, now ready. Down south, let me go on down.
Paul was doing yesterday.
What was
Yo, we showing us.
Yo, Kev, what's that move, yo?
Yeah,
The duck walk, Kev. I know you did that.
We did that before? Yeah. Nah, he did the bowl class for the advancing joint. You were telling us about that joint. Oh man. Super Bowl, man. For real, he did it. Someone doing all this right here, and they say he's in this school, and he was like,
And he was telling us how like they just each other.
yeah,
Like, and then look in the mirror, and he pointed at you like,
oh man, it was extremely uncomfortable.
What do you say that documentary from there this morning? Or Burning?
Yeah.
Like that whole culture in New York, yo.
Yeah.
Right? No surprise. Nice, good advice, when I throw the dice, I look nice. They don't Christ, paradise. Yeah. We gon' get it, they go. We pull up, yo, check it, oh, check it. We gon' everything up. We pull up, yo, check it, oh, check it. We gon' everything up. We pull up, yo, check it, oh, check it. Everything up. We pull up, yo,
Hard, bro. I was thinking yesterday, when I looked at that, I was trying to put videos in, like, wow, like, full quality, like, you know what I mean? With, like, half beautiful people, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Waiting with the crystal water.
yeah.
And a ring on everything,
Everybody got some skills on, so I just tripping songs, get it up to be dope, you know.
You don't get lost in the South Dial.
We get lost in the South, dog.
I think we got one little question. Where did he go? Do you think the self is many bodies? From Allison Walker.
Do I think the self has many bodies?
Is many bodies.
When you speak of the self, and I'm assuming you're speaking the self on the deepest level, the self is all bodies and no bodies. All there is. As you move, as you elevate in frequency and expand in consciousness and awareness, you become aware on different levels of those bodies and expressions in different forms. Once again, we're moving from operating within one physical vehicle and an assumption that we are that physical vehicle, or we are that ethnicity or that gender, into realizing that we are not that body. We are invisible and an expanded sense of being that is beyond the physical body, to moving into full consciousness where we're actually operating from the invisible realms or with the invisible essence and being able to be multidimensional, experience physical bodies in different forms in different places at the same time, where you're experiencing or moving into planetary consciousnesses or galactic consciousness and logos and things of this nature, where you're basically expanding in awareness and being able to operate on realms beyond the singularity. So within the question there is the nature or awareness of what we're calling an expansion at its root, which is basically us moving out of the ignorance and assuming that we are the one on a superficial level into realizing who we are as the many, but paradoxically returning to realizing that the many at the same time is the one. So it's quite beautiful to say the least, but we're here, and beyond me thinking anything, there's a knowing within the heart that this is what's taking place.
So Allison, I'm gonna assume you're talking about seeds. Since you was the guy in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you into emptiness?
Into emptiness? No. I like for my life to be full and full of energy.
Sorry.
What you mean?
Chill. I need to brighten this up. Chill equanimity.
Zen. Oh, okay. There we go. Zen like. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I do meditate at least once a day, but my Zen comes more from the energy I gather from the positive people around me. As I travel a lot from Frankfurt to Wiesbaden, I bump into a lot of people, try to express myself naturally and honest on the way. And also, when I get here to the Ra, the energy in here once you walk in the door is already a very positive and light energy. So anything that happens in here, I can soak it all up and carry it with me back out there. So Zen light, I guess you could say that from this perspective. But emptiness, yeah, I guess that's reference to Zen. Honestly, I feel pretty full right now with my brothers every day as we keep working and serving the light. So, but thanks for the question.
Maldisa in the house. So I was waiting for you to show up. Where you been, girl? She said she was feeling the light already. Now she boosted. Galactic. Allison, I guess you're talking about my black tea. Is that a tea? Yeah, my eyes are bad today. Yeah, no, it's just hot today. Like, it's hot today.
He was wearing nothing before. So
I was wearing nothing before. Pause. Focus on the shit.
Oh, yeah. Fridge full of cinnamon rolls.
Who got cinnamon rolls?
Julie.
Oh, really, Julie? Oh,
fridge.
Boy. Huh? Damn. I love cinnamon rolls. I'm sorry.
Bro.
I'm a straight up fat boy.
That's funny.
You got cinnamon rolls?
Yeah, he got some in the bag. You ain't sleeping?
Time to
pop them
Sprinkle that salt. I just want to show y'all I got them.
Yeah. He just gonna show us.
Got it, baby.
I want Julie cinnamon rolls. Unpause.
Carrie said any Legos.
What's up, Neva? We posting them pictures no more, man. Got me stalking you and stuff. Uh-oh, got a special visitor.
Yeah.
To the emptiness. To me, emptiness is full.
No. Well, man.
Natural mystic lines. We're growing all of these one family. That's right. Thank you, Jacqueline, for sharing, and all the other 34 people. We appreciate it very, very much for tuning in to Let's Build. I know the lighting is a little bit weird, but we are in Germany, so it's getting dark. And I gotta have the window open because it's hot. And Legos. What you mean, Carrie? We got some Legos. Got Legos?
Let go.
All right. So I might have some Legos. I got my kids' toys here. Who knows? Kevin wants to know. I'm guessing you're assuming where are we from? I am from Greensboro, North Carolina. Richmond, Virginia.
AC. From Maryland. Out of Korea. Via Korea.
Oh, we just got Masculine Cloud just walked over here.
What's good?
We're from Richmond, California. Maryland, right?
Yeah, Maryland, they all joining these light systems and stuff, man. Thought it was all love, man.
Jules is from here. RJ, Philippines. So we got people that tuning in, walking up the street, checking us out.
You know what I mean?
That's family.
Oh, man.
What's her, bro?
So nice, man.
Word.
Yeah, doggy.
Yeah, doggy.
How about him?
That's right, Jordan.
It's hot, ain't it?
Yeah, doggy.
Humid, boy.
Because of mud.
Yeah, boy. Lego my ego. What's up, Philly? I just made a steak and cheese sandwich the other day. It was bliss. Love it.
Hey, what's up, Elizabeth?
How you doing? Israel been showing love all day today. Peace up, Israel.
Lord, what up, is?
What do you want, dog?
Salute,
What do you want, Israel?
We love you too, Julie, but we would love you even more if you had some cinnamon rolls. I would. I'm saying, person, fat boy status. Gets down with the cinnamon rolls.
Thank you, Julie. I will. Once again, the nature of divine masculinity, took over at that point. An aspect of this experience had, for me, being, going in and out of the hospital, has been about basically working with both energies when it comes to masculine and divine feminine throughout my path. For the most part, throughout the early years of my experience, I've always been a very focused, boisterous, and hardworking person. I was somewhat of a distorted alpha during the early stages of my path. Upon awakening, I experienced a healthy dose of divine feminine energy and having to accept the support from the people around me. Breaking my leg and losing my primary source of income and accepting the support and the flow of the experience, but at the same time, being able to return to this now moment and understand beyond the natures of separation and the ego mind that, of course, we are all one, and things like money and status and receiving support, and giving and receiving, like these things are natural aspects of our experience. When it comes to independence and dependency and interdependency. So these are all aspects of balancing out within this phase. I've always been very courageous and trusting of the divine. And however, in extreme pain, sometimes it's necessary to embrace the resources and support, the conventional support that's available to you. This is an expression of the divine feminine energy, which was necessary for me to embrace. However, in later parts of the transition, I've had to, and being my previous career, many of you don't know, being a medical specialist and 91 whiskey in the military, like I've been, basically my workplace was within the medical profession, so I understand what patient care is about. And upon my recent experience, I had to express a sense of divine masculinity and checking myself out of the hospital because I was receiving substandard care and was in extreme pain. So once again, sometimes we have to realize the nature of our own authority and realizing that we know what's best for us, and not place that responsibility on others because of paperwork status, conventionality. And yeah, like I said, it was necessary for me to make the moves that I thought were, or that I knew were necessary, and now it's an opportunity for me to continue to practice what I preach and take care of myself. So that's what's going down now. I'll be okay, but like I said, these experiences are like parts of my path and my service to humanity. So yeah, once again, there are no victims here, but the things that we came here to transmute in our physical experience. So yeah.
So we got like 4 minutes. We still haven't seen us rock out.
Wow. You talking about freestyle or what?
Yeah.
Are you a freestyle son?
So I'm not looking for sound. Who wasn't?
What you trying to look for in the beat?
Elizabeth. I say we should take it back to high school.
Knock on the table.
Let's take it back to high school.
You ain't creative, man. I swear. Like, all I want to so crazy, man.
California's always saying, anybody from California, y'all need to stop that shit.
Pretty boy swag coming soon, yo.
Yo.
Pretty boy swag. Yeah, that's what you can go ahead and play. There you go. He just dropped it for you. He just dropped it for you.
No. Let me see.
I'm trying to fire.
Where we at?
Soak it up, yo. That's pretty boy swag.
Oh, yeah. What's that? Cheers.
So all y'all out there, go ahead and soak this one up.
Soak this up. This is called Soak It Up, aka Pretty Boy Swag. This is going on the Trap Heaven, James?
Yes, I believe so. It might make Trap Heaven, ladies and gentlemen.
He said it might make the next album Trap Heaven. Alright. Soak It Up, Universal Brothers.
That new dance coming out too. Speakers on the roof.
All accidents. Video coming soon.
Videos coming soon.
Household.
I'm talking about like next meeting, you're probably gonna get it.
Ooh, that's a super drop by Masculine. You might want to be at the meeting for that one. I'll do it right now. Like
I'm alright, it's worth talking about. What up? Tag dribbling in the sloppy joke. Ready, wanna go. Chocolate juice on it, I can't get it off. Pull it down, wind it down, baby girl. Look at him, red rose and got the tips. Butter, what a shrimp. Surfing turd, right away this time of work. I have no merge, once then new waters heard. Look at here, sometimes the stratosphere. They ain't get mad, don't have mine. What's swag?
At the tip, put that video out.
Yo, how I look, Chris?
Huh?
How I look?
Alright. into this. Sharpen up the entity while keeping the crisp. Generating soul glow, generating soul glow. Letting everything go, letting everything go. We can turn it up a notch and make a whole dance. Love ship, every day new-ish, fruit-ish, food-ish. Get 'em. Get down with the get down. Sit down, we can put it down. We see right high, and the love is not shy. The wings of the line, don't let you mention the ride. That in the sky, that in the eye. Boy, only one. Right now, that's in the age right now. Pretty much swag. What? I can't wait to see that.
Black Dynamite. Yes, sir. Have a good evening. Good week.
Yo,
We got
I finally made it, man.
some other people doing the Let's Build the next couple of
Finally made it to one of these
months
joints.
coming up. If you feel you want to do a Let's Build, write one of us on any one of our personal pages, or preferably
C.
on Corey's.
Corey Marshall.
yo,
It's the PLC.
AKA Black Horror.
AKA you got Stevens, all of that.
Black
Over if you need the truth.
If you want to do a Let's Build in your city, it can be on your time, your date, your flow. We would just support and help what it is that you want to
Man, we hype, man.
push,
He ain't
basically.
lying to you. He's overseas.
So with all the love in the world, peace out from Wiesbaden, Germany. We'll be at the Ra, Universal Brothers and Sisters. Always more gratitude to have you guys tuning in with us, and it's a blessing to be able to just chill with y'all, you know, all over.
Love y'all.
Now it's
Yeah, mix. Y'all be safe.